I got involved in illegal real estate deals, part two. How does that happen? So in 2005, people were buying homes, large homes, like $1 million homes, just to get a loan for more than the house was worth. The banks were doing what was called liar loans or ninja loans, which means all you had to have was a credit score, and they could give you a loan for up to $3 million. But if you could buy that house for $1.5 million or $2 million, you could get a $500,000 cash back. Seems crazy, right? Because the only thing that you're on the hook for is making the payment. And if you don't make the payment, the bank takes the house back. So how did it happen? How did it crash the whole market? Because it did. Well, the banks were also selling their loans to other bigger banks and making money. Everybody was making money on it. So there were little investors, people like me, that were flipping houses. I would try to make $100,000 flipping a house, which is a lot of money, I know. But there were times that I'd buy the house and I would lose money. So in the end, I wasn't making $500,000 when a house was closed. The person that bought the house was getting that $500,000 back. And when the market crashed, those houses were worth a lot more. And I ended up getting indicted and going to federal prison. Were there other people involved? Absolutely. There were other investors, there were banks, there were appraisers, there were mortgage brokers. And it was really difficult for me because I didn't understand why they chose me. Why not pick everybody? Why were other people not culpable? And I had to address that when I got to prison. I just chose to look at my part and move forward. That was the only thing that I could do. Does it still bother me sometimes? Yeah. I don't really care that people get pardons for doing the same thing. That doesn't really bother me. But in my case, I had young children and it was painful for me to go to prison and watch other people walk. Now, here's the interesting thing. When I got home from prison and I saw where a lot of the people who were involved in those deals were in their lives, they continued to hustle. And my life took a completely different turn. And for that, I'm grateful.